The Square Ball Podcast.
Well, hello. Welcome to this very special and short edition of the Square Ball Podcast. Dan and Michael here, and we have a little announcement, don't we? We haven't sacked Moscow.
No, he just wants no part of this
yet, and you may listen to the details we are about to bring you and understand why he wants no part of this, because it's quite a challenge. As you were aware, 10 years since the passing of Gary Speed, and we thought it only right to do something to commemorate the occasion and hopefully raise some money for a good cause. So what are we doing?
walking.
How far are we walking?
92 miles.
92 miles. Isn't that appropriate as well for 1992 and all that?
I will confess, it was. We are walking from Gary Speed's hometown. There's a park basically opposite where we used to live.
The Gary Speed playing fields,
which has been it's been named after him
and
now.
There's like a marker stone there, isn't there?
Yeah, and there's a bench and stuff. So we thought that'd be a nice starting point. So we're walking from there to Ellen Road, which when I did the route, which we still need to check, I'm not sharing that yet because we need to make sure there's not any hazardous bits. But
walking through a military firing range.
Exactly, that kind of thing. It needs a bit of due diligence on it. But when I did it to begin with, it was 87 miles. And Johnny Buchan from Radio Leeds actually said, it'd be good if it was like a meaningful number, wouldn't it? And I was like, oh, well, it's 30 years since the title win, 92. And then when I looked at adding it in, a little route via his mural in Bramley, just added those extra miles. So it is now 92 miles.
So 92 miles. We are looking to do it heading into the bank holiday weekend at the end of May 2022. So it will be the 26th to the 29th of May.
Yep.
Won't it, that we're doing this? And the reason that we're telling you is because, well, potentially you can get involved if you want to. And at this stage, we're just trying to gauge interest. Full details will be released in the course of time, but we have kind of preemptively booked travel lodge rooms and stuff along the way. Where are we staying?
Oh,
look, some real hot spots.
It's real glamour.
Go on then.
Warrington.
There's an IKEA there.
Is there?
There is an IKEA. I think it was the first one in the UK. Was Warrington's IKEA.
I once went to a work away day thing there.
How was it?
It was fine. Went go-karting. Good fun. We're not go-karting though. We're walking.
Yeah.
So don't you go getting any ideas. Then we're in Oldham.
Oh,
not the centre of Oldham either.
Always
the
a
outskirts of Oldham, which is even more glamorous. And then the final night in Huddersfield, where we're always welcome.
Warrington, Oldham, Huddersfield. It's like the crappiest tour ever, isn't it?
Get the clocks on the wall, like the old New York, Paris, etc. But yes, that's the route. It's just where the mileage kind of makes sense for us to stay. So not a glamorous spot, but it should be good fun.
It is going to involve walking through Manchester. That's about the size of it, isn't it? We're going to start in North Wales, so we'll be crossing the border fairly soon because the little town where Gary Speed is from, what's it called? It's Aston, isn't it? Where is that where the playing field is, which is close to Mancote, which is where he was from, just to the west of Chester. So you are right on the border there, popping up the main road and heading round the top of Chester.
And it's 92 miles, but to be clear, we're not doing it Sir Kev style and running it all in a day.
No,
because
several days
we would drop apart.
Yeah.
Within the first 10 miles, I would suggest.
Yeah, but it is going to be the serious point here is it is actually going to be quite strenuous.
There'll
be quite a lot of walking. It's going to be 4 days of walking to do 92 miles, which is a lot of walking.
Yeah, I think blisters and knees and what have you will be creaking a little bit after.
And we're not just pottering along blind either, are we? We're going to have like support vehicles as well with us. Should hopefully have some famous names to announce. Fingers crossed. In due course, but you don't want to overpromise at this stage, do you?
I mean, Phil Hay has indicated an interest.
I mean, this is really chucking him under the bus if he decides he can't do it now. But
if he decides he doesn't want to support mental health charities, that's up to him, really.
And that is the point. Yeah, the charities we are supporting, Andy's Man Club and the Samaritans, we're going to split the funds from this. There may well be a cost involved in it as well. That's another thing to say. But we'll look, if we can get it sponsored, then hopefully we'll be able to absorb some of the cost and support vehicles and stuff like that. So leave all that with us. But just to make you aware at this point that if you do commit to it, there may be a cost involved, but we'll subsidise as much as we can.
I mean, I am involved in it, so obviously I'm trying to make it as cheap as possible. Yeah. So if people can pay for their own hotels and stuff, that's brilliant. If that's going to be a problem for people, we'll try and sort something out.
Yeah.
Because I don't want people to feel like they want to take part, but they can't because of not having the cash to pay for hotels and what have you, because it's enough of an undertaking, and I accept people are going to have time off work and stuff as it is. So trying to make it as open as possible.
Yeah, but, so the route is just west of Chester, around the top of Chester, Warrington, through Manchester. Mm-hmm. Quite a lot of canals involved in the walk, which is all right.
Yeah, fair bit down the Manchester Ship Canal, which is quite nice.
Through Manchester, out towards,
like that sort of thing.
out towards Oldham. And what we've tried to do is minimise the amount of walking across moors, haven't we, really? So it's more supportable, if you like, with having the road network nearby. So we're finishing like the third day, whatever, in Oldham, and then pottering across the moor to...
Stand Edge Trail is the way we're going across the moor. If you're a fan of moors and tunnels,
it's nice. It's Stand Edge, isn't it? We can't go through the tunnel because that's obviously it's just for boats and that.
That's watery, yeah.
Yeah,
it's hard to walk.
But we'll go over it.
That's right.
That's right. Under it or through it. But yeah, and then we'll end up over towards Huddersfield for the final night, and then the last day will be Huddersfield to Leeds, which and it's my birthday as well. The final day, I'll be waking up on my birthday in a travel lodge in Huddersfield, hurting like fuck.
Yep. Well, it'll be fun, promise you.
Mm-hmm.
And just in case anyone's worried, the season has finished. The FA Cup final is not going to clash with this, etc. The Champions League final is on that Saturday night, but we're not going to be in that, so that's fine.
Okay,
we're kind of all right to do it around that. So yeah, we'll if you go to thesquareball.net/walk, there's a form to fill out where we're sort of collecting details and trying to work out logistics of it, pretty much, because it involves transporting a load of people from Ellen Road to Wales and then getting them back with a few stays and stuff. So there's a fair bit to think about. But if you are interested, fill out the form, and hopefully we'll be back to you very shortly with some more concrete plans on it, and I'll have a proper route to share, and someone can point out the dangerous bits that I've failed to spot.
And there is, of course, a possible limitation on numbers just for sheer room numbers and stuff like that. So just be aware that maybe not everybody can make it, but if you let us know at this stage if you're up for it, then we'd love to have you along. I think when you raise some money for some good charities.
It does seem daft that we are having to warn that a walk of 92 miles may be oversubscribed, but just in case, I don't want anyone to be disappointed.
I think what we will do as well along the way is we will capture some audio and some video, and we'll turn it into a YouTube thing. We'll sort of document the walk and have a good laugh, and maybe do some podcasty bits while we're out and about having a beer or whatever in the evening, and we'll see how it goes, and hopefully we'll make it all the way from the start to the finish.
Are you fit?
Define fit.
Do you feel capable of walking 92 miles?
What, like ever?
Over a few days.
Well, I take my dogs out, we do a couple of miles here and there, so that's fine.
Those dogs are big enough to pull you. You're probably cheating.
But yeah, no, it'll be good. I mean, I've done like the 3 peaks before. So,
it's horrible, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. It's really, really hard. But there's 3 mountains involved in that. There isn't.
This is quite flat, in fairness. I think when I looked at the mileage, you're covering off 26, 27 miles the first 2 days, but they're pretty much flat. The first day is completely like a pancake, and then there's a bit of a walk up into Oldham. And then the third day, admittedly, is a bit hilly going over the.
It's a bit hilly.
It's a bit hilly going over
the Pennines.
Over the Pennines, but it's not all bad. It could be a lot worse.
Yeah, by that you've been bang into it. You've been in your stride by the third day, so that'll be a piece of piss, won't it?
Yes, I'll feel freshest on that day, I'm sure.
Yeah, all the details. Well, the initial form, at thesquareball.net/walk. In due course, we'll get full details up there as we firm it all up. But we want to let you know now, around the anniversary of Gary's passing, that we're doing it to raise money for mental health charities. So we'd love to have you along. thesquareball.net/walk, and we'll see you there in May. The weather will be lovely.
That's right. That's the thing. We're doing it in May. It should be nice. Leeds will be in the championship. No, it won't. It'll all be good.
You always have to bring it down, don't you? Yeah, thesquareball.net/walk.
The Square Ball Podcast.